Hi guys, welcome back to a Romanian Resurgence. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two massive games for you. We are away against our rivals FCSB, and we followed up with a home game against CFR Cluj. Since you were last with us, we made the Champions playoff. We had a couple of excellent results to finish off the main part of the season. We beat CFR Cluj by a goal to nil at home thanks to a goal from Mihaila. It was a great delivery from a free kick from David Mata. Mihaila on the volley, sweeping it into that bottom corner. We then followed it up with a 3-0 win away against Concordia Shiazna following a defeat for Sepsi that then took us into 6th place on the last opportunity we had to qualify. Neil Mopay finally scoring his first goal for the club, an own goal and then a goal from Christian Nagut managed to finish off that victory. Following that split, we then played Rapid Bucharest in the first game, a 2-0 win at home, thanks to goals from Ali Ndosso and Felix Agu in the last 15 minutes. Both goals very, very well worked, and we managed to get the 3 points. So as things stand, obviously, as I mentioned before, when the league splits, so do the number of points. With that victory, we're sat in 4th place now. Obviously, we're still in the Romanian Cup as well, so we've got a little bit of manoeuvrability in there. There's an opportunity for us to qualify for Europe still. We're 5 points behind our rivals FCSB and CFR Cluj. These two next matches are massive. If we can win one or both of these games, we are in with an opportunity of getting into that top 3 and qualifying for Europe, in my opinion. It's a massive undertaking today. Can we manage it? Obviously, we've also got the cup ties coming up as well. The cup quarterfinal against Farrell Constanta. We're not going to be showing that one. I've been debating it, but we're not going to show it. As things sit, we'll come back for the last couple of games of the season after today's episode. It does mean that there's going to be a few fixtures that we're going to miss out on, but depending on how the cup situation goes, we may also come back for a cup tie um, in the next episode. But we'll see exactly how things work out and go from there. But today, massive focus on this Champions playoff. If we can get results today, it would be fantastic for us, and it would really give us a big opportunity of qualifying for Europe again. We've had a couple of little injuries as well. Ndombele and Diatta are both injured. Diatta came back and again got a knock, and he's just really been unfortunate since coming in. He just can't stay fit, unfortunately. Pretty much a full strength starting 11, though. Fingers crossed. We've done okay, to be quite honest. We can be very, very pleased with recent results, especially. Obviously, the win against CFR Cluj in the initial part of the league. Concordia was a game we should have won, and we did very, very well to win that. All 3 goals coming in the last half an hour, though. And then obviously that fantastic result against Rapid Bucharest to kick off that Champions playoff. We're up against our rivals. Another one of our rivals. Obviously, Rapid Bucharest was a derby in itself. That 2-0 win was fantastic. CFR Cluj are down to 10 men and behind in their game. So if we can somehow find a result today, we are in with an opportunity of catching up with them. Good interception from Pavlovic. Neil Mopay gets past his man. Can he get a strike away? He's been forced wide. Can he get it into the penalty area? He does. It's come back to him. Mihaila was there. And it's a good deflection for the FCSB defender. And it's out for a corner, which Nagut goes out to take. Universitate have taken the lead in their match. Kamara's header and Tarnovanu with the catch. It was a good header that from Kamara. He directed it very well. Incidentally, CFR Cluj are behind Universitate Craiova. So it's going to be 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. A point probably is not enough for us today. But if we can avoid defeat against our rivals, it's a good result. Sishuba is there, though, and potentially a 9th goal of the season for him. I don't know if he was offside or not, to be honest. The move was conducted very, very quickly. I'm hoping he was offside, and he was. So we've gotten away with one there. A little bit defensively. But to be fair, in terms of the grand scheme of the game at the moment, possession-wise, we're a little bit low, but we're the team creating the chances. Can we find the back of the net? CFR Cluj have actually equalised despite being down to 10 men. A draw in that game would be a good result for us if we can win here. Rapid Bucharest 2-2 in their game against Farrell Constanța at the moment as well. And Gazana into Silla. And now Ajuma into Dawa. Pantia back to Dawa. Lofts it forward. Popescu couldn't. Well, he did actually win it. I thought Regazetti managed to get in on that. Sishuba charging down the left-hand side. We can't keep up with him. He's gone right into the penalty area and his strike has gone over the bar, but pretty much unchallenged there. We've got to be a little bit more aware. And Popescu here with a corner, swings it in to the centre of the penalty area. Marian with the initial header. Sishuba picks it up and strikes in. It's come off the woodwork, I think. I don't know if Chetkovic saved it or not. And Gazana into Popescu, who I think may have been offside there. And Matai gets onto it and clears. Again, it's only as far as Ajuma, but Dorat picks it up into Regazetti, and then Neguds gets it clear. We survive until half-time. We've had twice as many chances without really seeing any highlights associated with it. So it's a difficult situation, this one. We did manage a draw against FCSB last time out. It was 0-0, if I remember rightly. Incidentally, in the 28 matches Chetkovic has played this season, he's had 14 clean sheets. He's had a very, very good campaign. Once again, Chetkovic in goal for us. And I think it's one of the few positions we don't need to look at upgrading at the moment. Despite his star rating, I think he's a very good keeper for this league. Regazetti couldn't quite get there again, but this time he does and finds Dorat. Can he make the turn? Into Pavlovic, though, into Kamara now. Dorat to this right-hand side. Regazetti's still quite far forward. Again, we're not really seeking to beat the man, but Negu has managed to get there ahead of the keeper. I think he was offside. I'm hoping he wasn't, but I think he may have just made his run a touch too early. And he did. It was very, very tight, that one. But we just fall a little bit unlucky. Both sides with the goal disallowed. Can we get ourselves ahead? We'll offer some encouragement because, again, we're playing well. We're just lacking that killer touch in front of goal. We'll just pause there. A number of players absolutely shattered. Of course, that game against Rapid Bucharest was only a few days ago. Crepin Diatta is fit enough to be on the bench, so he will come on with Dosso. Daidu can come on up front. We'll get that fresh legs on in the front three. David Matai has now signed a new contract. He can come off for Emmanuel Michael. And Regazetti shattered as well. So Felix Agu can come on for him. Felix Agu scoring his first goal for the club against Rapid Bucharest. It was a very neat finish, incidentally, as well. We actually brought him on at left-back in that game. He managed to get into the penalty area, cut onto his right foot and fired it low and hard into that bottom corner. And it looks like the game's just going to peter out a little bit, which is a bit of a shame. But it's a very good point. We'll certainly take it. It's another clean sheet, and defensively, I think we're looking very, very strong, to be quite honest. It's a shame that we're going to be missing out with the Juro. Obviously, he left for FC Porto last year, but they loaned him back to us. He could be a big miss next season, to be honest. I think fullback's the only real position where we're lacking a little bit. Obviously, the goal-scoring perspective is still a concern, but from actual position strength, I think left-back is certainly something that we need to have a look at. Well, it's a good point for us. Yes, we've not gained anything, but we're still sat in fourth place. It's not too bad. Cluj in the end, winning with 10 men against Craiova as well. So it's still very tight. Hopefully, going into the game against Cluj, we can find a result. So bear with me, and we'll come back for that one momentarily. And hopefully, we can remain competitive and get a good result. Okay then, guys, here we go for the game against CFR Cluj. We are at home for this one. Hopefully, we can get a good result. We're looking reasonable. When you look at last season, we're in and around the same kind of position that we were last time round. But we have got less points, I think, than we did last season, from what I can remember. So it's going to be a tough game, this one. If we can get the win, we will close the gap a little bit to Cluj, if nothing else. Obviously, FCSB playing league leaders Rapid Bucharest, who, in their opening two games, have lost against us and drawn with Farrell Constanța. So the title was theirs for the taking, really. But as things stand, they could be throwing it away a little bit. Same starting lineup going into this game. It was a good performance against FCSB. I'm not too disheartened with the fact that we didn't get the win, but just need to pick it up a little bit. Incidentally, we have set a club record as well. We've had 6 clean sheets in a row. So again, as I was mentioning before, defensively, we're looking pretty good. It's just a case of getting that goal scorer, because I think we could be a force to be reckoned with if we can get that out-and-out goal scorer. We've got good quality up front. Dido, I'm not too sure how long he's going to be staying at the club, to be honest. He scored 7 goals this season. He has lost his place to Neil Mopey, but saying that, Mopey's only scored the once so far since signing. Here is Kamara into Pavlovic. And now David Matai plays it forward. Mihaila just about stayed on side there. He had to check his run though. Can he get it into the penalty area? Swings it in. Negut's there at the far post. Controls it really well. Plays it into Dorat, who strikes. And that's a really good save from Sava in the CFR Cluj goal. We've actually got a decent record, to be fair, against CFR Cluj. I think we have 1 heavy defeat against them. But other than that, we tend to keep the games against them quite tight. And we've had some good results, especially recently with that 1-0 win, which helped us qualify for that Champions playoff, of course. Here is Adjuro. Chance to get the delivery into that far post. Swings it in. Kamara's there attacking it. Unfortunately, it is cleared away. And Ganing charges down the right-hand side, but nothing comes from it. And again, so far, we can be pleased with our performance. Possession-wise, we're looking good, and we have been the better team. We've nailed another coaching qualification, by the way. And we are now studying for our Continental B license. So hopefully, as things start to improve in terms of my reputation, we will start to make further improvements in the team. Here is Negut into Dorat. Swings it in. Mopey is there, right on the goal line. It's his 2nd goal of the season. It's a really well-positioned finish, really, from Neil Mopey. He's not going to miss from there. Well, one would hope not, anyway. And a well-worked move from the throw. Regazetti into Dorat and back into him. Found Negut, who managed to just reverse the pass. Dorat first time in, and Mopey was the first to react. Knocks it in, and we take the lead here against CFR Cluj. Mopey could be so key in this Champions playoff. It could be a massive, massive opportunity for him to really pick his game up and start to find the form that he showed when he was at Brentford. He was a fantastic striker when he was at Brentford. Obviously, he had poor spells at the likes of Everton. And since then, I'm not really too sure what he's been up to be honest. I can't really recall where he went to. You know what? Let's have a look. I know he left Everton. Oh, he actually went back to Brentford on loan. Everton got relegated from Premier League, incidentally, I've just noticed there. So he didn't really have the best of times at Everton. It's been a bit of a strange one for him. But I'm really hoping we can pick him up and see the best out of him, because I think when he was initially at Brentford, he was very, very good. We'll tell lads not to get too complacent. It is only 1-0, and yes, we haven't conceded a goal for quite some time, but it can happen at any point. We've got to stay very clued up here. Verlogia into Nelson, back to Verlogia. Ajoro's brought him down, and a penalty has been given. And I was just saying, we've done very well defensively recently, but Ajuro may have just given them the best opportunity they could have hoped for. And the referee's taken a look. Penalty was the initial decision. Is he going to stick with it? No penalty. So Ajuro does get away with it. It's very, very rare that we see things like that in Football Manager. They tend to just agree with the decisions, but we have managed to escape a penalty shout there. Here is Gabera into Ganing, back to Gabera, swings it in, and there is Abdelli. It's a towering header from Yusuf Abdelli, and it is 1-1. We finally concede. And Chetkovic, I mean, he's been in phenomenal form, as I mentioned before, but unfortunately, he just couldn't get to that one. I mean, it's a good delivery into the box, but Abdelli with a towering header there, and I'm not too sure who it was he was challenging with, but I think the fact that we've got a couple of yellow cards in there may have just made our defenders a bit nervy. Mihaila into Matai, back to Pavlovic, into Dorat now. Back to Pavlovic again. That's a good pass out wide. Ajuro into the penalty area. Can he square it? Yes, he can. Mopey is there. And Mopey has scored again. It's 2-1. 20 minutes to go. Mopey with a brace today. Are we starting to see him find his form? This would be a perfect time for it as well, given the nature of these matches in this Champions playoff. Obviously, we play each team twice, as I mentioned before as well. It could be a key time for Neil Maupay to really start picking up his form. And this could be a massive opportunity for us if we can keep things going. Ajuro with the throw. Into Matai, back to Ajuro again. David Matai into Pavlovic, plays it into Mihaila, who turns in the penalty, and it's a great save from Sava. Really, really good goalkeeping from the Cluj man. And Ajuro with the resulting corner. The highlights coming thick and fast here. Ajuro swings it into that far post. Kamara is there. Again, it's cleared by Ganing. The far post corner is not really working well for us today. We may make a tactical tweak for that. We've not scored from one for a while. We may go near post again and see what we can do. I'm not going to make too many changes. The players are shattered, incidentally. But I'm hoping that we can just hold out for these last couple of minutes as we get into, well, as I was about to say extra time, added time. Ajuro has got a free kick and he launches it forward. I mean, it's a poor delivery. Illy with a poor clearance on Mihaila, back to Dorat, and now Negut into Neil Maupay. What a goal from Neil Maupay. It's a hat-trick for him. It's the first player to score a hat-trick for us this season. I can't recall if we've actually had I think, yeah, we had a hat-trick last season. Marcel Zimber scored one, didn't he, in the final playoff game that we ended up playing. So it was an extra playoff match, if I remember rightly, as well, wasn't there? Maupay with a hat-trick to finish the job here. It's great to see him scoring again. Thoroughly deserved. And that's a big, big 3 points for us once again. And you know what? Perhaps Neil Maupay is the answer. If he can do it in the next, if we can score a little bit more regularly, we could be in for something very, very special come the end of the season. But that's a really good result for us. It keeps us within touching distance. Yes, we're only a point ahead of Craiova. We're 4 points clear of Constanta now, which is very important. It means that we're not going to finish in the bottom as things sit. If we can continue picking up these results, I mean, there's no reason why we can't finish in the top three. Obviously, where Europe's concerned, we still managed to qualify last year. It was a very strange thing. It was that extra playoff game. But if we can somehow get into second place, we're guaranteed Europe at that point. Obviously, it depends on the cup as well. So going forward, obviously, I'm looking at the last two games against Craiova and Farrell Constanta just to get the rest of this Champions playoff out of the way. But if we get through in the cup against Farrell Constanta, then obviously potentially something else to focus on as well. So we'll play it by ear and just have a look and see what's going on. And if we can maintain this form, there's no reason why we can't qualify for Europe come the end of the season. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.